So I'm getting a battery low warning, so hopefully this will work on the A6500 that's being fed with from a small HD. I forgot to load the big battery. I guess that's the downside if you have a big battery and you forget to charge it. But let's get into the video I want to show you now. It's basically about a feature that you can now program one of the buttons. It works on the A9 and on the a7r III, but that you can define a custom button to override a whole setting. So basically when you temporarily press a button, it will override your normal settings. So I heard a lot of people talk about that they now set the back button focus on this one, which I am doing, and I focus on this one, on the AL button. So I normally also do that, but one other thing what you could do, and I think when you are doing something, you know if you're going to have faces, or in this case, let's assume you want to be able to be quickly ready to do continuous fast shooting of something that is happening. So you're just normally doing your thing, and you basically, let's say you're taking pictures of this object, which doesn't want to focus now. Oh, there it is. Not sure why it's focusing there. Oh, because my point's over there, sorry. So here we go. Let me cancel it. So it's focusing, and you're taking a picture, you're focusing, you're taking a picture, you're focusing, you're taking your picture, right? But assume something is happening, you want to quickly sort of change to another location. But then you want to be in let's say, a thousandth of a second, and you want to be on high ISO, you have to be on high ISO, and you want to be in continuous shooting mode. Now what you can do is program a button here, so basically also like your back button focus, because you can put it also on focusing, and if you press that in, and you now press, you see it's in quick drive mode, right? So all my settings, so you'll see that it will go to 1000, it will go into a different metering mode, it will go into a different speed, so all kinds of settings that you can override simply by one button. So you can imagine you're taking a picture, and just one single shot, you see him at the 125th, but the moment that I press, let's say my second back button, you see that it already becomes darker, and you can already see, did you see that the bar, which is also a very handy feature, that the bar, let me make the display a little bit less. You can see that the moment that I press it, also my buffer bar pops up. And you can see the continuous focusing buttons go on, so you can kind of see what's happening, right? So normally it would be this. I'm taking a picture. The moment I hit this button, you can see it will go in a totally different mode, right? And this is extremely handy, and I think probably let's call it oops, something is happening button. So you can sort of program this button. In case something is happening, you can press it and you can sort of quickly shoot a few things that are happening. A pity that you can only program one. What I normally would do, I will put the eye focus button on there, but it's quite quickly to change this, right? So what I do in my menu, I will put the first entry is now my custom key setting button, and just to show you where you can set it. So normally on the AL button, this one, it's now on recall custom hold. So if I know that I need to shoot faces, I will just put it on, oops, now I go into it, sorry. I will just put it on, hold on. So press this one, go into the I one, which I think is in page 5. There it is. So normally it will be on eye focus if I press it. But if you want to just say, if I know that I'm not going to do portraits, I probably will end up putting it on what I just made. So in page number 3, I put it in recall number 3, but you can have multiple. So you select it, and then you can set all your settings that you want it to be on. So I put it on 1000th of a second, I put it in shutter priority mode, continuous driving mode, etc, etc. Now there are some tricks or things you have to, spot metering mode, which is probably also handy if you want to aim for, let's say, a bird or somebody riding on a bicycle. It will meter on your focusing spot. Of course I want to be in continuous, well, and I now put it on focus area expandable flex spot, right? And of course you can also set your AF on button so that it works again as a back button focus button. Now there are some tricks. For example, on the ISO, you can't set the range of your auto ISO weirdly enough. But the moment that you program it, so if you register it, it will take over your settings of the current camera settings. So kind of like how your memory is also programmed. So you can either set it on a fixed ISO or an auto. And if you register, which I'm now not doing, but if you register, it will save the current auto range of your ISO. So again, what you can also see on the ISO, if I normally would take a picture, again, with my normal back button, you'll see that it will go up to 6400. Well, if I press the other button and I take a picture, or take multiple pictures, you will see that it goes to 25,000 because I allowed it to go that far. Hopefully this makes some sense. Of course, these values are quite high now because it's quite dark in here, but it gives you an idea of what you can do with this feature. And you can program them on any button. I was sort of hoping that you can, and in fact that works, which might also be one thing that you can do. You can actually also program things in like silent shooting mode, but I'm still fiddling away a little bit with how to do that correctly. So, but I figured this was one of the new features so that you can basically create a custom setup that you can override just by pressing a button. And I think let's call this the oops back button focus button is probably a handy one to have ready so that if something happens in whatever mode you're in, if you press this button, you can always sort of motorboat your way around something that is happening around you. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoy this one as well. Me rambling about features that you might have seen or might not have seen, or at least how I now am pondering how to use them on this new camera. So thank you for listening, and talk to you next time. Bye bye.